Hello my dear companions, welcome back to Doki Doki Blue Skies, the mod Blue Skies. I know. I'm gonna record more of it. I'm just so busy with work right now, so I haven't had time. And this is a long mod. It seems like it might be even longer than the main game. But anyhow, let's continue. Bring your favorite snacks, bring your favorite blanket, and let's continue. I'm really starting to feel the chill of the nippy November air. If this is an indication, it looks like winter is going to be pretty bad this year. Blowing on my hands, I started the journey to school, although I stop once I see a familiar red bow on the sidewalk. Oh?
Hi, Salazar.
Morning, Sayori. Man, it's cold, isn't it? She shivers slightly. No surprise, given her uniform, much like mine, isn't really built for warmth. Yeah, true. Tell me in the comments down below if you go to a school where you have school uniforms. I would love to know that, because we are so we come this community. We come from so many different countries, so it would be cool to see if you have school uniforms where you live. Where I live in Sweden, we don't really have school uniforms. But let me know.
It really is. My hands are the worst. I'm always forgetting my gloves.
Forgetting, or have you just lost them again?
Same thing, really. Anyway, how have you been recently?
Pretty good, thanks. How about you? It really hurts to break Sayori like this, but we're gonna go with the Yuri route.
Yeah, I've been okay. This year feels like it's going to be going by so quickly, doesn't it?
Tell me about it. Since joining the literature club, it all feels like a blur.
Yeah, you've really settled in, haven't you? I'm so glad that you managed to make friends with everyone so soon. Especially Yuri.
She's so salty about this. Oh, poor Sayori. I'm so sorry. Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing, I'm just teasing. It really looks like you two are getting along, huh?
Yeah, we are. She's just really fun to talk to. Always shrouded in mystery, so I never really know what to expect. But it's not a bad thing, you know?
I was kind of surprised to see her open up to you so much. I always thought she would just keep to herself.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not complaining though. I'm just glad that I managed to get her out of her shell, you know? I didn't think I'd have anything to talk to her about when we first met, but I'm glad to have been proven wrong.
Heh, she's really smart and elegant, isn't she?
Yeah, for sure. Oh my god. Don't go into this trap. We're gonna break Sayori's heart even more. I've never met anyone. Oh. That's gotta sting. I was scared that she'd be really judgmental, cause, well, we both know I'm no poet, nor do I have an extensive taste in reading. But as I got to know her more and more, I feel like we actually have a lot more in common than I realized. She's really opened my eyes to a whole new world of literature, and I'm really grateful for that. Sayori is quiet for a moment, although truthfully I don't really notice. My brain is still preoccupied thinking about all the time I've spent with Yuri. I hope it's not gonna get dark. So far it's a very lovely mod.
Zalzar?
Huh?
We're staring off into space.
Sorry. I was just thinking about stuff. She looks down for a moment.
What kind of stuff do you guys talk about? I've never seen you so lost in thought, so I'm guessing it was pretty deep.
Would you believe me if I said books? The Awakening, to give an example.
I don't think I've heard of it. What's it about?
That's a question. Well, the main themes are about society, constraints, loneliness, expectations, that kind of thing. I didn't realize how lonely Yuri was. Discussing the book with it discussing the book with her and drawing upon the parallels between its themes and her life really made me notice. Although, in a strange way, it made me enjoy our time together. I felt like she finally had a proper friend she could talk to about her hobbies and walk with around her town. I get the feeling she doesn't really get to discuss her literary interest in much detail, which is really sad. But seeing how happy and excited she was, it really put a smile on my own face.
They're just like you, Salazar. Always looking out for others. I remember you were like that to me when we were kids. And then you forgot about me. And I had rain clouds all day now.
Kinda. I remember those days as well. They feel like such a long time ago, don't they?
They really do.
Oh boy, our conversation is cut short by school looming in sight. After bidding each other by goodbye, we both make our ways to our respective classes. About half an hour has passed since the start of the lesson. After explaining the task, Sakurai left us to our own devices while he's sitting in front marking some papers. It's amazing how much more engaging the material is when you actually have an interest in it. I can't exactly say I'm a history buff, but spending time with Yuri, especially when we talk about themes, has made me appreciate what the world was like during the previous century. It's easy for us to see now, but back then no one realized Germany was a breeding ground for hatred. The last century? I guess in a way, I guess in a way. Everything going alright. I'm sorry about his voice. I keep changing his voice because I can't really find a good voice for him. Everything going alright, Salsa? All good on my end, sir. You're right, this century really is interesting. Of course. Although it's rather unfortunate how I'm limited with how much depth I can go into, given that this is just high school history. Anyway, I want to ask you how you're feeling for your upcoming exams. Pretty confident actually. I've been doing a lot of reading, so I reckon I'll do pretty well with this essay subjects. Well, in that case, I expect your history marks to be a true reflection of how amazing your teacher is. Sorry, teacher humor. Anyway, that's encouraging to hear. How about the sciences and mathematics? Well, not my strong suit, but I have a few study sessions with Yuri, and I'm hoping that she consolidates my knowledge. Ah, the study sessions. You're adopting a very commendable approach to ensure you're a well-rounded student. It has nothing to do with you wanting to spend more time with Yuri, I assume. Wink, wink. Just teasing. But for what it's worth, take it from me. You've definitely killed two birds. You've definitely killed two birds with one stone. He winks and chuckles to himself. A warm flush courses through my cheeks as I watch him as he approaches the next student. Well, he strikes me as the kinda guy who's been in my situation before. With the sound of the bell ringing in my ears, I pack up my things and head for the literature club. Let's save so we don't mess anything up. After waving hello to the girls, I take a seat sooner after Monica kickstarts the sessions. Monica kickstarts the session. Okay, everyone. As you're all aware, exams are coming up, so over the next few weeks, I think it would be best if we put these sessions on hold. Oh, so we're not gonna have literature club. I guess that's good for the upcoming exams. I know no one really wants to, but unfortunately, I'll be too busy to run them. Unless someone else wants to run these sessions in my place. There's a general murmur of conversation. Wouldn't really feel the same without you, to be honest. Agreed. I could do with more time to focus on math and stuff anyway. As much as I enjoyed these sessions, they don't really help out with that. How about you, Sayori? Natsuki?
Yeah, it's a shame, but I understand. Fine by me. We need to have a Christmas party though.
Yeah, Christmas is coming up.
Like we did with Halloween.
We can definitely plan that after our exams are over. For now though, let's share poems, shall we? I like that these sessions are not just about sharing poems as we did before and before and before. You kind of like go past them and you can focus on the things outside the club. It was a good session to end it on for now, guys. See you all soon. And oh, Sayori, you wanted to talk? With that, I hear the door with Yuri on tow. I head for door. So Sayori wanted to talk with Monica? Ironically enough, I find myself thinking of Sayori this time as I walk home with Yuri. What does she think about when she walks home? I kind of feel guilty walking home with Yuri instead of Sayori. We should. But Sayori stayed behind to talk with Monica after the club meeting ended, so part of me is kind of glad that I get to talk with Yuri alone though.
Salsa.
Sorry, I sort of spaced it out there.
It's fine. You must be feeling stressed for all the exams preparations.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway, I was just saying, I'm glad that we did end up planning this study session together. With my help, perhaps you'll feel less stressed out after today. That is to say, if you need any help at all. I'm not trying to assume anything about your capabilities or anything.
Don't worry, I'm pretty sure I will need your help. How have you been though? Read any new books? Read any new books?
Oh, actually I did start on one fairly recently. The Stranger by Albert Camus.
Oh, is it any good?
It is, at least in my opinion. Simply put, it's about a man who feels like, well, a stranger in society. He's overwhelmingly indifferent to life, and as a result freely disregards social norms. I don't know if you're familiar with Camus, but he wrote a lot on the absurd.
What? Like ridiculous things?
More like absurdity in a philosophical sense. Well, he doesn't explicitly speak on it in The Stranger, but the novel is heavily entrenched in themes of absurdity. And they're shown through the seeming innate irrationality of humanity through the plot's events. The way, especially Yuri, talks is so difficult to translate sometimes. I'm sorry if I get kind of, stuck when I read it. So some of the words I've never heard about them before. Funnily enough, the main character only finds happiness after realizing that there is no inherent meaning to life. Not that I actually find it funny or anything.
She's always overthinking her words. Just as I do though. He's cute, but when she gets flustered. But it also makes me worry for her. Well, I'll do what I can to distract her from her nerves. So that absurdity comes from the lack of purpose in the universe then? Not quite. Rather, it comes from the contradiction between a simultaneous need and inability to find that purpose. Dang, kind of a depressing subject matter, don't you think?
I suppose so, but interestingly, Camus still thought that we should search for meaning for life anyway, to life.
Hey, wanna continue our conversation inside? What a start! Yuri looks up to see that we've reached my house.
I didn't realize we already arrived.
I don't doubt that. After all, our conversation's been pretty interesting. We make our way up to the front door as I rummage through my bag for my keys. Right there, they are. The lock smoothly turns with a sharp click. And with that, we're in. Okay. Okay, cool. I toss my bag onto the couch while Yuri places her gently on the floor. As I stretch, a yawn breaks across my face. Tired already? She sits down on the couch and smiles at me with a gentle chuckle. Honestly, I'm always tired when I get home from school. Me too. Or from work nowadays. I can only take so much schooling before I collapse and die. Yeah. I suppose I'll need a defibrillator ready when we start studying. Hope you know CPR. I find myself slouching down on the couch as we pull out our revision materials. So many notes to look over. I really don't want to start. Hey, speaking of death, you know how we are speaking about absurdism before? Isn't all that kind of similar to existentialism or nihilism? These words are gonna kill me. Yeah, although I'd say the absurdist thought lies somewhere in between those two. For instance, existentialists would say that you could find a meaning to life, nihilists would say that you can't, and absurdists would assert that you can to some extent. So what would you say your meaning to life is? So you're finally asking this question. To be honest, I'm not too sure. I don't think I've read enough to form any solid conclusions. Really? You haven't read enough? It's not that it's hard to believe. It's not that hard to believe, is it? There's so many books out there that I want to read, but that I may never get to. Same, but with games in my case. Or anime series. There are so many ones. So many. Maybe you could say that for now my purpose is to learn to embrace the absurd. Because then I might be able to learn how to let go of all my self-doubts and baggage. I think that those feelings you have are pretty relatable. There are a lot of things which we might care about that really don't matter in the grand scheme of things. True. And meanings or learning to let go of those psychological barriers is something that can probably generate a lot of meaning, I think. So in my opinion, that's a great meaning to derive. No matter what meaning you try to make out of this world though, I'll try to support you along the way. Thank you, it's difficult to put into words, but I truly appreciate all your continual encouragement. I'll probably have to do a lot more introspection throughout my life. But it's reassuring to know that it's a good use of my time. Yeah, exactly. I hope that someday I'll be able to grow stronger. I definitely think you have it in you to do that. Maybe. Suddenly embarrassed, Yuri shuffles her papers around as if to create a distraction. On the topic of good uses of time, we should probably get to studying. Man, yes, it can't be helped. We spread out all our textbooks and notes on the coffee table to begin deciding on where to start. But as we get ready, I notice a small smile breaking through Yuri's attempt at a serious face. She enjoys this. She really enjoys this. Ah, shoot! The pen not the pen. If you know the main game, you know what I mean about that. What I mean with that. The pen that I've been spinning twirls out of my grasp and clatters across the table. Yuri jumps a bit, startled by the sudden noise. She must have been concentrating hard on her problem sets. No wonder that she's a better student than me, with how incredibly focused she can get. Well, it's not like I set the bar high or anything, but she's really diligent. She seems virtually immune to distractions or boredom. Unlike me, my mind probably wanders 80% of the time. It's been a while since It's been a while since we started, hasn't it? Looks like Yuri's picked up on how bored I am. Yeah, we actually got a lot done. Thanks for all your help with math and physics, by the way. You're welcome. Helping you solidify everything in my mind. Helping you solidify. Okay, yeah. Sometimes it's good actually to help another person or to explain things to another one when you study. That helps actually a lot. I don't really like to study with other people. I prefer to study alone. But when I study with other, it helps if I actually get to explain the problems and things for others. In that way I can put the words together to explain different subjects, you know, if it's math or physics or whatever it might be. It helps. Helping you solidified everything in my mind anyway, so you don't give yourself enough credit. You're a real lifesaver. Thank you. I know that I sometimes have a hard time articulating my thoughts on certain topics, so just let me know if you need me to explain something again. Well, I think I've got the gist of everything for now. My stomach gurgles before I can continue talking about schoolwork. On another note, how does the dinner sound? I wouldn't want to impose. Come on. I'm gonna be cooking for myself anyway. What's one more mouth to feed? Well, if you're absolutely sure. Of course I am. Actually, do you want extras to take home too? I want to make it up to your parents for keeping you away for so long. They won't need it. You needn't go that far to be gracious host. Right then, if you're sure. You gonna study a little more, or do you want to help make sure I don't burn the house down in the kitchen? I'd love to help, but she bites her lip, her cheeks pink. Would it be alright if I were to do a couple of stretches in the living room while you cooked? Oh, he's gonna do some yoga. I apologize if this is inappropriate. You mean something like yoga, yeah? A little bit, although I've never specifically done yoga before. It feels a bit strange. Embarrassing. It's embarrassing? As I try to imagine you were doing yoga, my cheeks getting up, yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see Yuri. Why Yuri would think that about yoga. Anyway, they're just some simple stretches to help relieve some of my back and neck pain. Yeah, because of her big boobly boobs. That's because. I have terrible posture. No, you don't. Sitting down for extended periods of time with my back hunched over tends to make my muscles incredibly tense. Posture. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Well, feel free to do your exercises on the living room floor then. She smiles gratefully at me. It shouldn't take too long. I ponder my dinner options as I head into the kitchen. I do still have some frozen dumplings left, but I don't really want to make it seem like they're the only things I ever eat. As much as I love them, a man's gotta have his limits. So, what's another dish that could somehow impress Yuri? Rice is always an option. I don't know if I have anything to make side dishes with it. I quickly wash the rice and pop it into the rice cooker while I think. If I still have some pre-made curry roll? I left in the box then, bingo. I have enough ingredients for it, so curry it is. Good night. A good thing I went grocery shopping. My mind wanders as I dice the chicken and season it. Aha! This kind of reminds me of when me and Sayori and Yuri cooked for me when I was sick. Talking to Mom about the house almost getting set on fire was not fun, to say the least. I'm just glad that she understood that they were taking care of me and that mistakes happen. Speaking of, I better get the stove going. After a while, I've got all the vegetables and chicken going into the pot. All it needs now is chicken stock, seasoning and the curry roll. And it's still done. I wonder how Yuri is doing. Hold on, I should focus on making the food first. No need to pull away. Yeah, don't go away from the stove. Don't leave the stove. The sweet and slightly spicy smell of curry has completely permeated the kitchen by now. Just like when I was a kid. Back then, it'd be Dad standing here making the curry. We'd all sit around the table for dinner, talking about our days and the days ahead. I miss those days. I just needed to focus on living in the here and now. In the here and now. All that stuff is in the past. Otherwise, that wouldn't make anyone happy. I'm just gonna check on Yuri before I continue down this train of thought. Hey Yuri, you doing okay? A sharp inhale through teeth sounds from the living room. Did I startle her? Whoops.
Yeah?
Her voice seems a little strained as she answers back. She's probably in a weird pose. Doing her stretches. I didn't accidentally mess up her stretching, did I?
I'll be there in a moment.
It's okay, feel free to take it as much time as you need. I'll just be here. A few minutes later, I have the curry ladled into 2 dishes alongside fluffy white rice. I wonder what... I just came from work, by the way, and haven't made dinner yet, so maybe I should make rice with something today. I actually have a rice cooker. I love it, I love it. As if on cue, Yuri finally enters the kitchen, sniffing the air appreciably.
Apologizing for taking so long, Salsa.
Nah, it's fine. I've made curry before, so I've got this.
It looks great though. I haven't had Japanese curry in a while.
Well, feel free to dig in then. She smiles as she settles down into the meal. Eating together with Yuri feels almost like an intimate exercise. She carefully savors each bite as if she were a food critic imprinting the dish to her memory. So how's the food? Bring on all the critiques. I'm strong enough to handle them.
Your curry turned out quite well. Although, I believe you could have used some more salt, maybe a bit more heat.
Are you into spicier dishes?
Well, when it comes to curry, I suppose. My mother did always prefer spicier foods, and that ended up influencing my own tastes.
I keep that in mind the next time I cook dinner for you. My own parents like sweeter curries, probably because I don't have much of a spice tolerance to begin with.
It's no time like the present to begin building up that tolerance.
You got me there. Anyway, if you're finished, I can take care of the dishes.
Oh no, you're the one who treated me, so I should wash them. I can't allow myself to be such a bother.
Hey, it's seriously no bother at all.
But...
Alright, if you're not backing down, how about a compromise? I can wash the dishes and you can dry them.
That works.
We gather up all the dishes and pots and dump them into the sink. It doesn't take long for us to settle into a comfortable rhythm of washing and drying the dishes. However, my attention drifts more and more towards Yuri as the time passes on. At one point, I'm looking over in her direction more than I am at the dishes themselves. Well, she'll probably call me out on it if my washing gets too sloppy. She got that deep look of concentration on her face again. It's pretty amazing how she can get lost in doing things from studying and reading to even doing the dishes. That's something I seriously admire about her. She has the unwavering ability to completely devote herself to her tasks at hand. Somehow I could never see her giving anything up halfway through or leaving her works unfinished. Honestly speaking, it's a quality that a lot more people need. Exactly. So many people just start a lot of things here and there and don't finish them, don't give 100%. I think we should do more, it's better to do a few things really good than do a lot of things haphazardly or half-hearted, whatever you say, I think it's a good quality to really focus on the task at hand. Salsa, what's up? You've been washing your hands for almost a minute now. Oh, yeah, we messed up. I look down and see that I've been literally scrubbing my hands with the sponge. Oh, wow. I was just really lost in thought. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Sorry. No need to apologize. You know how often it happens to me after all. I'm surprised that you weren't preoccupied with your daydreams. Though, what were you thinking about, if you don't mind me asking? Well, I'm more surprised that Yuri isn't commentating about my staring at her, but it's good to know that I'm more stealthy than I thought. Either that, or she's grown a lot more used to me at this point. I was just thinking about how nice this day has been. Yes, it's been lovely studying with you today. It's always nice being with you. Never find it difficult to talk to you. You always make me feel comfortable being myself. Same here. We stare at each other for a moment, our blushing faces breaking into smiles. Salsar? Yeah? Can I use your restroom? She shuffles away for a bit, clearly keen to rush away to the bathroom. That wasn't what I was expecting her to say, but if she needs to go, then of course, Yuri, you know where it is, right? Thank you. Yeah, she's blushing. Quick footsteps follow her upstairs to the restroom. Well, I don't know what I was really expecting, but guess I'll head back into the living room. It's not too late in the day yet, but it's already dark out. What's taking Yuri so long? Should I check on her? Shoot, I really hope my curry didn't upset her stomach, because oh yeah, maybe she got the runs. I should probably see how she's doing, just in case. Just as I make it to the top, Yuri steps out of the bathroom. Oh, Salsar! Her breathing seems a little irregular, and she looks noticeably more disheveled than I remembered. What was she doing? She must have noticed my concerned gaze as she quickly turns away. Is there something on my face? What was she doing in the bathroom? I have an idea. I won't say it, but I have an idea. You were just taking a really long time, so I wanted to check on you. If you were okay. I'm fine, but thank you for your concern. Her breathing is still suspiciously uneven. Are you sure? I said I'm fine. I mean... She takes a deep breath. Sorry for snapping at you. I'm just feeling a little out of sorts. No, I should be the one apologizing. Sorry. No, I should be the one apologizing. I didn't mean to pry. Although I don't even know what I'm prying into. Must be serious though, if Yuri's getting this irritable. It's no problem, Salsa. We're quiet as we make our way back downstairs. Wonder what she's thinking. It's starting to get late now. Yep, I was just about to ask if you wanted to pack up and head out. I probably should. I don't want to keep you up too late on a school night. Don't worry about it. Wish we could just hang out forever, but life has other plans. A light blush tinges Yuri's pale cheeks as she continues putting away her books. Not to mention the bus schedule. Yeah, we can't have you missing that now, can we? There's a soft look in Yuri's eyes as she finally takes her bag and moves to stand beside me. I believe I'm ready now. Alrighty then, let's go. Walking to the nearest bus stop, our pace is fairly unhurried. But that's alright, it's nice leisurely walking through the night with Yuri by my side. Upon reaching the bus stop, we sit down and look up at the clear sky. Countless stars twinkle down from the endless ocean of the night. The darkness seems all the more deep and unfathomable. Sometimes, guys, I don't know. Deep and unfathomable. I'm gonna go with that. When compared to the luminous moon. A melancholy smile graces Yuri's face, her eyes shining in the starlight. Hey Salazar, isn't it strange to think that some of those stars we're seeing could already be dead? Exactly, that's true. We just haven't realized it yet, because the light speed, you know, we still see the light. And it takes several years, or at least days, for the light to reach our eyes. And by that time, they might actually be dead already. So many of the stars we see in the skies, those are kind of the lights from many years ago, emitted from those stars. It's pretty cool to think about. And we may die long before we even realize it. Humans are, these effing words, ephemeral. Are ephemeral creatures, aren't they? You talk as though you're not a human yourself. But it seems kind of poetic. Our being able to appreciate and remember those stars' glory even after they disappear. Even though we might be short-lived in relation to the rest of the universe, I think it's lucky that we'll still be able to experience such beauty. That's a beautiful way of seeing it, Sansa. You're right. People who die, we should be thankful that we were able to spend time with them at all. From dead stars to dead people, huh? I wonder if Yuri's experiences... Yeah, we don't know about that. We don't know much about her family. Looking back at her, though, it's clear that she's once again drifted off into her thoughts. Not even the bus's arrival seems to distract her. Yuri, the bus is here. Oh, you're right. I hadn't noticed. The bus is pretty empty, although that's to be expected. Most people get off before it reaches their residential areas. Yuri takes a window seat and I slide into the seat next to her. Night sky outside is still as dark as ever, but now it's filtered by the fluorescent lights reflecting off the window. Yuri yawns, politely covering her mouth as she does this so. Excuse me, I'm just feeling incredibly tired all of a sudden. Yeah, same here. We were pretty productive today, weren't we? Mm-hmm. A few moments pass by quietly, with the two of us swaying gently along with the bus. Without a word passing between us, Yuri starts leaning into me, and I should save this game so we don't mess anything up. At this point, my nose is filled with the scent of lavender, mint, and lilac. Although I might not be sure of what the scents exactly are, what I do know is that it smells nice. Besides, it just feels so right. I can't help but feel totally relaxed, the warm fuzziness inside me causing my perception of time to slow to a glacial pace. Suddenly, Yuri sits back up with a jolt. Sorry, I didn't realize I was dozing off. It's perfectly okay. I can stay awake and keep an eye out for your stop if you want to close your eyes for a bit. No, I'm fine. She sure doesn't sound fine. Yuri practically can't keep her eyes open anymore. I'm not sleepy at all. Her voice has dropped down as a murmur, and she hastily makes an attempt at rubbing the sleep from her eyes. Wake me up if I fall asleep again, okay? Right, got it. With that, we fall back into a cozy silence. Within a few minutes, Yuri's nodding off once again. She feels so utterly warm beside me, it's making my heart race. It's a certain tranquility about the vulnerability of her expression when she's sleeping. Yuri must be really tired to completely fall asleep like this. I'd hate to interrupt her well-deserved sleep. After all, she's helped me a lot today, and she should get her rest. Plus, it feels really nice to have her sleep with her head on my shoulder. But she did ask me to wake her up again. She might just be too polite to want to sleep against me, but then again, she might also want me to respect her wishes. I'm gonna have to choose. I'll just... Oh my god. The thing is, I don't know what to do for the good ending. I know we're gonna try to get the good ending. We're gonna kind of put her out there, kind of make her, you know, do her own thing. Don't be overprotective. I'm not sure what we're gonna do, because I don't see a bad or a good thing between these. I think we're gonna wake her up. Respect her wishes. Psst, hey Yuri.
Ah!
Her eyes fly open as she swiftly sits back up, leaving behind only a memory of warmth on my side.
Sorry about that, and thank you for waking me up.
I think that was a good thing.
I didn't think that I'd be this drowsy.
No problem. Want to talk to keep you from falling asleep again?
Sure, that seems like a good idea. So what would you like to speak about?
Didn't really think that far. Yuri shoots me an amused smile before looking out the window again.
May I ask you a silly question?
Ask away.
Do you think that after graduation, we'll all still remain close? Even if we go to different universities and don't get to spend any time together?
Of course, Yuri. Even if our futures take us to different places, I'm not going to let something like distance stop us from being friends. Truth is, I've put more thought into this ever since I talked to everyone about our futures. But I've decided that no matter what, I still want to stay friends with everyone. That goes double for you, Yuri. Yuri gives a gentle smile and scoots an inch closer to me. Sure, sometimes we might be far away from each other, but we've got phones and planes and trains and cars. If I didn't have any other way, I'd still take the time to walk to see you.
To be honest, that's comforting to hear. Although, you know, we'll still have less time to spend together once we graduate, right?
Well, I'd like to think we're good enough friends to not let something silly like graduation get between us, huh?
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I just get anxious about these things.
Yeah, I can think many people who are about to graduate feel like this. I felt the same. It's scary, you know? It is scary. Nah, it's probably something that everyone worries about, yeah. I don't think anyone wants to lose touch with their friends after graduation. The thing is, most of your acquaintances or your classmates, you will lose touch with. You will probably only keep some of your closest friends, but it's difficult when, you know, everyone goes to different places and do their own thing. It is difficult. Yuri proceeds to look out the window, lost in thought.
Sometimes I think about all the memories we'll lose as we grow older. For instance, I know that there are some important things my father told me before, but I can never quite recall them. I wonder how much I'll remember of today in 20 years' time.
Yeah, Her voice softens as she speaks, lowering down to a husky timbre. I want to say something comforting to her, but don't know the right words. Well, you can always just ask your dad about it again, right? Are her parents dead? It kind of feels like that sometimes, how she talks about them. I think as long as you keep in touch with people and don't take anyone for granted, you'll be able to continue making happy memories with everyone. Sayori flashes through my mind for a moment as I say this.
I suppose so. On another note, I believe my stop is coming up.
As the bus nears Yuri's stop, she goes through her bag to check that everything's in place. You didn't forget anything, did you?
No, thankfully not.
Want me to walk you home?
No, I wouldn't want you to go that far out of your way.
She looks down for a moment, scuffing her shoe against the floor.
Thank you.
What for? There's hesitation before she answers, but she quickly shoots me a bittersweet smile.
For putting up with me, perhaps? I'm sorry, it's just a rather difficult topic for me to discuss. It's nothing against you, of course.
Don't worry, I get you. There's no need to rush and tell me. You have all the time in the world.
Your patience is forever appreciated.
No problem. If you ever feel like talking, just let me know and I'll listen. Her expression relaxes as she takes a slow, deep breath.
That means a lot to me, Salsa.
With a slow wheeze, the bus finally stops to let Yuri off.
Well, I'll have to get going now. Thank you for everything.
You don't have to thank me all the time, you know. I'll see you tomorrow, Yuri. Waving one last time, Yuri ducks out of the bus into the cool night air. Okay. I think actually we're gonna make a stop there. I want to kind of keep them between, you know, these day cycles, if you say so. But that was lovely. That was lovely. Oh, we're already in school? I'm gonna end the video here, but we're gonna stop it here first. Let's keep it there. If we need to change what we choose here, if it might affect the ending. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and your favorite and tell me in the comments down below what you think about it so far. This is lovely. That was a lovely little study date, if you say so, with Yuri. Hope you enjoyed. Never ever forget to stay awesome. I'll see you soon. Toodeloo!